Up, jerks? How's my volume? How's my audio? I know a lot of you waiting. I had a call 2 minutes before the show was starting from a source. Info you all want to know about what we're going to talk about today. This is going to be difficult. I'm going to try to play this as fair as possible, both to Aidan and Karen and everybody else here that's watching, and some of the other people too, like Joe Flipahead and Olivia Nile. Because I did listen to the audio of Joe Flipperhead. It wasn't as bad as I actually expected. Honestly, it wasn't great, but I feel bad for both of them that they got exposed and caught up in this. Honestly, I gotta say, I know a lot of people are picking sides. I'm not picking any side. I am not picking a side on this. This is it's not it's just sad. Like I like both Karen and Aiden. I do, and I just I the reason I'm going live is because of this Joker. I'm gonna say, like, he's kind of. I like Sean too. Like, this is the thing about me. I can like someone and get pissed off and not like what they say. That's me. Like, that's just me in general. And I don't like to do drama. Like, if you noticed when people talked about LTL was talking shit about me behind my back, that didn't come from me. I knew about that for a year. I made up with LTL, and I think he probably did it again. I still love LTL. Like, I didn't, when all the shit came out about LTL, I felt bad for LTL. My whole thing is I want to support LTL. I know we're all humans. We all sometimes make mistakes. We do the wrong thing. I'm not here to be judge and jury of everybody in the community. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here tonight to cover the Canton Select Board. That's what I do here. And people are trying to draw me into this. I've been seeing this for days now. Into this shit. And I just, at this point, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to talk a little bit about it and I'm going to be rational. And I got to say, like, people are mad at JFK. He's asking questions. I love JFK. I do. I like the Glera. I like Nurse Kim. I like Auntie Deb. I like Nan. I like all of these people. I do. And it's like everybody is fighting in this community, top to bottom. And it's just like, just take a breather, people. And just kind of wait until you see everything, until you know everything. I know a lot more about what's going on right now than most of you, and I still can't make a full decision on any of this stuff because I want to know every detail. I want to know why, when, who, all everything, right? And that's what everyone wants right now. Everyone's all amped up. We're all, but just chill the fuck out. This guy, Sean, and I love Sean, and I got to say, Sean would fucking love me if I shit on Turtle Boy. Sean would be calling me Michael again, his good buddy. And I like Sean. And I know Sean deep down likes me. But this is what he's putting. Funny thing, ever since more clips started leaking, the YouTube fundraisers for Karen Reed have suddenly lost their voices. The microphone's off, the chatter gone. Now it's just a room full of influencers shifted in their seats, pretending not to panic as the little side hustle unravels. Now, for me, if he's talking to me, my side hustle is not unraveling. When I do other stuff that's not Karen Reed, it doesn't get as much money, but it's enough to sustain me. And, I don't know if Sean ever took a shot at doing that, but I have, and it works for me. I don't need just to do Turtle Boy or Karen Reed stuff to continue my show and have content that people want to watch and listen to. So nothing's unraveling for me. And if Turtle Boy goes down, it means nothing to me on my show, really, honestly. Even though he did give me the big break, I got to say, and he did do a lot for me. And he is very open and supporting of other YouTubers like me. And I do consider him a friend. But at the same time, my whole life doesn't depend on whether Turtle Boy rises or sinks. It just doesn't. I could go back to walking dogs. I'd be happy as can be where I live, who I live with. My life is great. The only issue I have in my life is I'm getting sued and it costs me a lot of money. And it's bullshit. That's the only issue I have in my life. And that's the only issue that's going to be affecting my life. And as far as being silent, I want to see what's going on. I want to know the details. I don't want to go out and paint something in my audience and be completely wrong and back one side, back the other, not really know. So I'm just being honest. So we got to call, and I got to say it doesn't look good for Aidan, obviously. But again, we don't know. And the details I'm finding out, it's an interesting situation. It's not what any of you think. And I'm not saying it makes Aidan look great, but I don't even know all the details of why. So my judgment is out. My judgment is out. And I think that's what most people should do. Most reasonable people are going to do. And I get why people are concerned. I get people why you can all have your opinions. I'm just saying, when you start pressuring me and telling me what I need to do on my show, and that's what was happening the last couple of days. When you're telling me what I need to do, I don't need to do shit by sit back and just watch and see what's actually going on and talk to people. That's all I'm doing. Yeah. Wait for the full story. Exactly. Verified facts. And do I think this is an operation? And who's behind it? This is so curious too, because the problem is if Karen is actually behind this, which I do believe actually, look who she picked. She picked Sean McDonough. She put poor Joe Flipperhead who had all that baggage. My emails are open. You know how to get in touch with me. You know how to all you gotta do is ask Kelly Reed. Like people want us to make decisions on this. I gotta make sure this isn't playing because I don't want to get caught up in a copyright and a wiretapping charge if that's wiretapped audio. Because I don't know if Sean McDonough and them realize Grant Smith Ella, Sean McDonough, the kangaroo guy, Joe Flipperhead. I don't know, guys. If you're posting wiretapped audio, you better have permission from whoever is supposedly the victim. You could have some kind of liability. Just saying. Make sure you dot your I's, cross your T's on this stuff, guys. Everybody. Everybody. That's all I'm saying. It's fine to ask your questions, but don't be pushing. Let me say something else that's fucking reckless as fuck, and it pisses me off. These people, this operation, as Sean McDonough called it, it's coordinated. It's obvious it's coordinated at this point. And they're pointing fingers at, they pointed fingers at four of us, basically, in the beginning. Four YouTubers. Dag Nabbit, locked and loaded. She had that poll question. She put me up there with Auntie Deb, with Nurse Kim, with the Galera. And I'm going to be dead honest. I know exactly what that's about. And they know that I'm the one that isn't involved in it at all. Dag Nabbit knows that. The operation knows that. But they were fine with pointing the finger at me. And they were fine at pointing the finger at those other folks, too. Some of them probably have not much to do with it. Maybe just bystanders. Maybe caught in a moment not knowing what to do. I don't like it. I don't like any of it. I think you guys are putting people at risk. I think you expose your sources. I think you're sloppy. I think your operation is sloppy. I think, Karen, if you chose these people, you chose the wrong people to do this. Like, that's one of the biggest problems on this. And I don't like getting dragged into it. I'm going to be live tonight, Canton Select Board. Oblivious Benson, the comedian, has offered to come on tonight and give some select board members some wrestling names. I don't know, we're gonna come up with some wrestling stuff tonight on that. Attitude Era wrestlers. And John Como may call in tonight too. So I'm gonna have a show tonight on the Canton stuff. But I needed to address this today because I'm just sick of the finger pointing going on. and going after the YouTubers, the people going, you need to make a stand, you need to do a show on this. I don't talk about this shit. This isn't my. It'd be one thing if I did all the gossip shows all the time and then I wasn't. I don't do that stuff. If you notice what we do, we interview the serious people, talk about serious issues. I'm trying to figure out who I'm going to have on the Grace Curley show on Friday. That's what I'm focusing on. My book and my show. I'll say I got JFK coming on. I like JFK. JFK show off. We're not going to be talking about any of this shit though. On RKO and 40 other radio stations on Friday, we're going to be talking about Brian Higgins. We're going to be playing the Brian Higgins audio, the alleged Brian Higgins audio call in on 40 plus radio stations on Friday with JFK show off. Yeah, that's what I'm focusing on. And the chips are going to fall where they fall. You know, and the thing is, for a lot of us too, they call us like in a cult, and we are turtle riders. I've never been a turtle rider. I don't know. I keep my independence. Like I don't get too close to any of these people. I don't. Even Aidan, and I consider Aidan somewhat a friend now. I do. But I'm not his dick rider. I'm not up in his shit. I'm not asking. I only asked him for something one time. Besides coming to my show, the only things I've ever asked Aidan, one thing, is to take a blog down about someone, and he didn't do it for me. That's it. That's it. It's someone I know in my town. You know, I'm independent from him. And I could sit like I like Aidan. I do. I like Aidan. But the fact of it is, a lot of us, even whether it's turtle riders or non-turtle riders, a lot of us in this Massachusetts community, even liberals, even people who don't like Turtle Boy, even people who think he's too much, we've all seen him up in these situations just like this, and later on, he comes out victorious. He comes out with some receipts. It's for a reason. It's some, and when he does fuck up, like he did fuck up, the one time I called him out was really about him going to see Lindsay. And he admitted it later. That was a fuck up. I should have listened to my lawyers. I shouldn't have gone. I shouldn't have gone to see Lindsay. And I think if my memory serves me right, he said that to me before he said it to all of you. And that was like immediately when it happened, actually. So let's see what happens. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not trying to pick a side between Karen and Aidan. I'm just not. I don't think it's helpful. That's what I don't like about this. I think it's very clunky. They're both going to lose support in this, and it's like, why? I'd love to mediate so many disagreements among these people if I really could, because between Aidan and Karen, I heard JFK say it the other day. I wish they would just talk it out and get along. I know it's well beyond that, but why not find a third party, like someone that they both respect and trust, and that maybe that's not me. Maybe it's somebody else, but like something needs to happen here. It's just too much. Just too much. It's affected too much of us. Like it's just I'm tired of it. I really am. And I like them both. I'm not shitting on either one of them. They've both been through a lot of shit. And I think they both have their reasons. Like I think they both have valid reasons. I look at it both sides and I'm like, geez, yeah, yeah, yeah. I go back and forth. Look at all the shit they've been through. And now there's an operation against the other, it seems like. Using crazy Sean. Crazy. I like Sean, but Jesus Christ, his whole life is about taking down Turtle Boy now. Like he's a DEA agent again. Like he's like Turtle Boy's Medellin cartel. Yeah, divide and conquer. Like it's an operation. And Sean would love me. Sean would be my best friend if I just said Aidan's evil. Aidan is he would love me right now. I'll give you an example. Like, I think it's well known I'm friendly with John Como when I talk about John Como and have John Como on my show. You know, Aidan, you think Aidan likes that? I doubt it. Like, I don't like have to ask Aidan stuff, permission and follow his lead. I don't. I generally have because he's right on shit. Facts. And I don't agree with every single thing he does. I'm not to be judging, jury on his personal life and even the way he treats everybody that goes against him. Some of this shit, I'm like, I think to myself, geez, I wish you didn't do that. But I'm not gonna fucking call the guy. I'm not gonna say, Aidan, can you stay? I'm not fucking like that. I'm not a. I have enough trouble keeping up with my own great life. Like I need to work on a finish this stupid video, the intro video. I need to record some ads for a sponsor. I need to book the Grace Curley show. I need to do like 14, 15 things on my list right now that I'm behind on. And I'm doing this because people want us to come up here and create more clicks and drama and pick a side. All right, let me just read some comments. I've been going off. New member Sarah Creative, thank you so much. Christine, Mike, you are very genuine. Yeah, I can't. I'm not an actor. I'm not an entertainer. I'm not an actor. Sometimes I can be entertaining unintentionally, and I think that's funny. I go along with it. My grandfather used to do that. My great grand, my not my great, my yeah, I call him great because he was great. He was friggin' the greatest athlete in high school in the state, apparently, and I never knew about it until after he died. And I knew because I had played basketball against him and shit. And he uh he used to do shit. He's tall. He'd bump his head and shit, and just the stuff he would say, just hilarious, unintentionally hilarious. He wasn't an actor either. That was just him. So thank you so much. Thank you for the comment and the super chat. And Megan, thank you so much. A mad respect for you. Appreciate your work. Thank you, Megan. And Nick, I like Nick. Nick's a good quality content guy. He sent me 50. He says, until unless admitted in court as admissible evidence, I couldn't care less about alleged recordings, even if you tried. That's what I'm saying. And that's the other thing, too. I was thinking about this today. I was talking to someone about this. Like, none of this matters unless somebody gets charged or there's even a lawsuit about it. None of it matters until then. Everything else is just PR and posturing and fighting between two people, leverage. It is what it is. I just wish they wouldn't be at such odds. I get it. This is very common in these types of situations, unfortunately. And there is probably somebody you could say is wrong and right on this specific thing. But I just don't want to invest all my life on this. I really don't. I don't think it's that important. A year from now, I don't think we're going to be worrying about this. Nikki, a member for 15 months, says, we love you, Mike. Never change. And I'm just trying to be fair to both Karen and Aidan and everybody else involved in this. And even Sean, because I like Sean. I just think Sean goes too far with his hate of Aidan. Aidan pisses him off. And I think Sean and Aidan are too much alike, actually. Like, I know Aidan would never get that, and Sean probably wouldn't either. But they are. They are they're magnetic on the camera. You can't stop watching them. Right? And they're both strong personalities. Right? So, of course, they're not. Sometimes people who too much alike in certain ways don't get along, especially if they're not alike in other ways. Think about that. So, you know what? This is the other thing, too. No, Kathy, I'm not trying to be mean to you, and I really like you a lot, and I'm glad you're here, Kathy RN. But I just want to say, like, give the glare a break. And this is why I said, is this an op? Because I felt like the operation side that's leaking the shit was trying to get me to point at the Galera and start shit with the Galera, like hoping that I was still mad at the Galera from our past beef. And I think people need to chill the fuck out on the Galera. Leave, you know, it's not the Galera's fault. It's not Nurse Kim's fault. It's not Auntie Deb's fault. The situation's going on. And these folks are trying to put pressure on all of them. I know they are. And I just think it's like, it's not right. I don't think it's right. I don't. Let these, I mean, these people, why do they deserve this? And that's what's bugging me about, if, which I think Karen Reed is behind this. Karen Reed, do you want pressure on the Galera and Nurse Kim and Auntie Deb? Is that what you wanted? And me too? Fingers being pointed. We're not talking. Is that what you wanted? Because that's what I'm saying. Is this an operation? What is the goal of the operation? Is it slime Aiden? Just stop Aiden from coming at you? I could see some of that. I would get that. But now you're this mob is now going for other people, and I don't like it. And I'm not saying you're part of the mob, Kathy. I'm just pointing out your comment because I feel bad for the Galera right now, and I think the Galera is a good person, and he doesn't deserve to be fucked with. And people are challenging on both sides. Like people are challenging his loyalty. People are challenging his on both sides. I think it sucks. We came here to support Aiden and Karen. Why are we getting challenged? You know what I mean? It's like, whose lawyer file? Tell me about this. What's going? Did something just happen that I don't know about? Diana says, I guess no one has seen the motion as lawyer files. Shake my head. Whose lawyer? Is that brand new? What's going on? Let me look at the new comments. Yeah, Nurse Kim too. Like seriously, I like Nurse Kim. I do. This is the other thing. I don't want people going after Nurse Kim. Like that was just like, what the fuck are you doing, you koala motherfucker? Like I was watching that last night. Like Chris, you said you liked me, you respected me. Why are you fucking with Nurse Kim? What did she do? How is she involved in this? Like I don't like it. And what if she was even a witness to some bullshit? What is she supposed to do? Like you're holding people up to like a standard that most people aren't going to pass. Let's put it that way. It doesn't make them bad people. It makes them in a tough spot. So I don't like you. I know I'm not liking you, Chris. The way you went after Nurse Kim yesterday. Yeah, and he did say that. He did say that. Mhm. Some people want background. They don't know what's going on. Oh man. I know. I was thinking about doing that, but I came in hot. And I just assume everybody knows. There's a group of people releasing audio allegedly of Aiden and Karen fighting, and they're claiming that Aiden recorded it. And the news story in the background is that three other YouTubers heard it. Aiden shared it with a bunch of people, and one of them possibly shared it with Yannetti and Jackson. And now Karen Reed, through these third party trolls, basically Sean McDonough, who hates Aiden. And it's funny, again, this is she's picking Sean, who basically outed her on text before, which is like that's the whole thing. It's like, and she picked Joe Flipperhead, who has some other issues with Olivia Nile, so that became a drama. It was very clunky if Karen chose to put this audio out that way, but it's a drama on whether Aiden illegally wiretapped Karen, which it doesn't actually seem I don't know. It's hard to explain. I'm not even going to get into what I know on the details at this point. But from my understanding, I understand why Karen's mad. And I'd probably be mad too. But at the same time, I think Aiden's got reasons to be mad too. I think there's probably a lot of legal liability on some sides that could possibly be that. Definitely most peaceful redhead. It could also be that he's taking legal action himself, going to get somebody else. So either way, yeah, I think his silence speaks that probably some legal action could be possible either way. Who knows if it will happen, but I think that could be part of the silence. Yeah. Ah, Shock and Hara says Rocco did not, Nick Rocco says Karen did not do this. See? And that's the other interesting thing about the whole speculation thing. I mean, I'm hearing from a source that's saying definitively Karen, they talked to Karen, and Karen is saying one thing. And this is the thing that bugs me at times is that I don't know if Karen tells people one thing and then tells someone else something else a lot because that's what it seems like, or people are just full of shit because of the gravity of this and the way that people are so caught up in attention they want to be part of the story, right? So it's tough to know, and that's the problem with Karen not speaking directly to people. And I wish Karen would just friggin' come out. I don't care if it's on my show, Mazza Media, Nurse Kim, JFK, Calling on Being, somebody you like. Billy Bush. I mean, find somebody, Howie Carr, and just do 5 minutes on it. Just say, hey, this is what's going on. So we know, because we don't know. Because I heard from other places that didn't come from Karen. I know. And it's funny because these guys, when they put it out at first, Joe Flipperhead was saying he was getting texts directly from Karen that were indicating this. And then Sean McDonough and other people are kind of indicating that they don't know where these messages are really coming from that they're getting with the voicemails clips. So, you know, we don't really know if Karen's honestly behind this. That's the problem with all this shit. That's why I didn't want to get involved in it. Yeah, it really doesn't involve me. That's it. And the only reason I'm speaking today is because they're pointing the finger at me. They want me to speak on it. They think I'm afraid to speak on it. I'm speaking on it. I'm being as honest as I can be right now. And I really don't know. And I know a lot more than most of you. A lot more. And I still don't really know. And I don't think it's that big of a deal in the end. I just think that this is power moves between possibly Karen and Aidan. But again, it might not be. It might not be. It could be other people using this shit, manufacturing. They saw an opportunity. They found something. There's so many angles to this. I mean, I was even contemplating, yeah, maybe it could be Tully. You know what I mean? It's possible. Not very likely, but it could be. I mean, that's how this is. Government has done this a lot, divide and conquer. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we really don't know. So I'm not afraid to talk about it. I talked about it. You got my opinion. You got what I know. And I'm going to be covering Canton Select Board tonight. And Sean and them can continue to talk about this all day and all night. But I said what I said, right? I mean, what more can I say about this? Is there any questions? Does anyone have any comments they want to make on it? Like, have I not said anything? Because I don't want to continue to talk about this every day. I don't, unless I have to. Because people coming at us like you're afraid to talk about it. They're pointing fingers at me, and they know I'm not involved in any of this shit. That's funny though. I did see Flipper's post, but it's hard to trust. But if Rocco says it, I have I trust a little more. But even there, like, who's not to say that he didn't tell her, she didn't tell him one thing, and then tell somebody else something else? Okay, I'm getting some messages too. Karen Reed has absolutely nothing to do with the videos being released. She doesn't want them public. She asked me not to post or share them, and I haven't. Wow. So there you go. That's from Joe Flipperhead. Directly sent a message to me. It's funny because I'm getting different sources saying different things who were talking to Karen, which is this is the problem when Karen doesn't address it herself. But I could see why she wouldn't if she had nothing to do with the video, audio getting released. So again, like I said, I titled it as an operation. Look at more like an operation every moment, doesn't it? Doesn't it look like an operation? Even Joe Flipperhead is basically saying it's an op. There's something not right about this. Yep. Yeah, and that's the other thing. That's what didn't make sense to me. That's why I didn't want to comment on it. Karen still has a civil case, and why would she put in this shit out that wouldn't help her and could and jeopardize her even? You know? Yeah, but it's not about Joe Flipperhead. It's more about Nick Rocco, and Nick Rocco's confirming it and saying the same thing. I do. Well, I mean, this is because I'm not true Zelda, but this has been such drama. I felt like she should have done something if she was actually behind it. If she's not behind it, which it seems more likely, I'm hearing when I hear from Nick Rocco, um, then I can see why she didn't address it because she wasn't expecting this. You know, I was just saying if she was truly behind this and this was an operation with Sean McDonough, she should have expected some pushback. But it's making more sense to me actually, knowing what I know now behind the scenes. It's starting to make sense that Karen actually everything I know could be true and Karen wasn't involved actually. Beyond the text and even the text messages to Joe could be true. It just this is I could totally see what happened here. But this is the problem, right? And this is why I can't like really do a deep dive on this and get involved unless I talk to Karen and Aidan, you know? And I'm not talking to Aidan. People are like, reach out to Aidan, ask Aidan. So I only get one side of the story. If Karen reaches out to me, then I would talk to Aidan about it. Then I would get both sides of the story. That's being fair. That's what I feel like both, you know, all of these people who are speculating don't have. How many of you are actually talking directly to Karen Reed and Aidan Carney and know every detail of what's going on here, as well as these other folks? Have you investigated it? Like you've talked to all these other people who are leaking too, right? And you categorized it and you weighed all the test, right? I've probably done more of that than you guys, and I'm not even trying to get involved in this. Do you see what I'm saying? So Ab says I would have talked to Aiden because he's your friend and it's just right. Normally, if I was just his friend, if I was involved in this shit, you know what I mean? Like this is the problem, Em. You don't like you're not in the situation, and I know that Aiden gets this as well. That he and I are just not friends. We're both YouTubers. We're both covering the same stories. We both have brands. You know what I mean? So there's more than just friendship involved when we talk. And it's hard, sometimes it's hard to separate one from the other. So a lot of times when you're on this level, you just don't go there with a friend because you don't want to have to choose friendship over your other conflicts, right? That's what I'm saying. So why do that? You know, Aiden, and plus, Aiden doesn't need my help. And that's the thing. If Aiden needs something from me, he knows I'm here. Especially if he needs advice or help or support. The only time he's ever really asked me for anything is like he had some YouTube questions when he got his monetization back. You know, things like that. Like I'm there whatever he needs. As a friend too, I give him advice, but I don't like, and especially with him, because I know the situation he's in, just like I'm in, is everyone offers you all this friggin' unsolicited advice that you don't need or want or request, you know. So I'm not, that's not how I act. That's not how I roll. Yeah, they're also going after LTL on this too. It's like, how the hell is LTL involved in this? Like, hasn't he taken enough shit? Isn't it time to ease up on LTL? I feel like a lot of the shit. I know people don't like him. They don't agree with what he did and said. I didn't love everything he did. He was, yeah. I think he was probably backstabbing me like the whole time. Whatever. Jealous. Who cares? Who gives a? It's human nature, you know. And I feel bad. Like, and people just went on and on and on about LTL, and now they want to bring him back into this. Come on, leave the fucking guy alone. He's doing a friggin' show. Same thing with JFK. I love JFK. And he was asking me today, I love JFK. He's like, I'm inviting him to come on the Grace Curley show. And he's like, are you still doing my show? Are you still coming to my event? And I'm like, dude, he's like, your name's on the flyer. And I'm like, I'm there. I don't give a fuck how much controversy you create. I am there, JFK. I've known you longer than all these other Fs. I've known you longer than, like, I met you in person before I met Turtle Boy. So when I met JFK, we were both cast in a local movie called Sea of Green, and I played the detective, and he played the bad guy. And it's so funny. He played the street guy, and it's so funny. We're still doing cops and robbers here, JFK. We met doing cops and robbers acting. I wasn't a good actor. You are a good actor. You were like, I was intimidated. I couldn't act. I know people are mad at JFK right now, but give him some space. Even if he did suck, maybe he did suck one night. Maybe he got caught up in some shit. JFK tries to keep it real, and sometimes he gets too real. Like, sometimes people who get too real need to take a step back, and maybe that's it. I don't know. I didn't listen. I didn't watch. I don't watch every show. I like him, and sometimes you need that guy too. Like, you know, I was kind of saying the same shit to him about investigating the Karen Reed, every detail. I was like, Turtle Boy's got it covered. But then he found shit. So, again, who am I to say, right? I mean, he found that waterfall shit. Him and Microdots dug in on that waterfall video. And that's why, you know, give people their space. That's all I'm saying. And you can have your opinions, whatever you want, but just, is it helpful? Are we really like going after JFK because yeah, that's it. He asks hard questions. People don't like it. I get it. There you go. That's probably true. He probably didn't give him any space. And you got to recognize, though, like, this is the other part of it. Like, if this shit is true, there is an angle that he's looking at. He's a street guy. These guys, they got in trouble with the law. Them and their friends. People went to Middleton, went to jail. And he's looking at, like, here's these two people highly involved in this shit, both facing all this legal peril, and one's taping the other one. And in normal world, if you know what happens when people snitch, right? I mean, that's the way JFK's thinking. And I know this is a little bit different than that, just because of the reality of it. But he's allowed to ask those questions. He's allowed to have feelings too on it. And I haven't listened. I don't like. I listen to some of J. I was listening to him the other night. He was going after the Galera, like some really hard questions. And I was like, oh, I love this, but I didn't. And I felt bad for Will. Like, I did. I felt like, yeah, man, you're putting him in a tough spot. Like, it's like, I don't know. And I like JFK. I do. It's not like I just felt like and he wanted me to come up that night. I almost did, but I can't come up late. Like I gotta go to bed. Like I'm going to bed with my girl, and he's like, "Come on up." And then I'm watching some of it. I'm like, "Geez, thank God I didn't go up." I wouldn't want to be fucking Will in that position. You know. So I get it. I get it. But I like all these people. I do. But the reality is too. When Turtle Boy said the other night, I didn't listen to his whole show. I listened to a part of it, but when he said recently that he can't trust anybody, I felt that. I was like, I feel like that a lot now. Like I can't trust anyone. I can't when I said messages. I can't. There are some people I still trust. I will say that my mod team, but that's about it. And my girl, like everybody else, And I almost expect like, oh, my call's probably being recorded by somebody, even though it's illegal. And I don't even like wiretap laws. I think the wiretap laws are kind of bullshit because it limits journalism. I know why they do it because of, it could be used as blackmail and extortion and all that shit, which that should be the crime. Like blackmail and extortion should be the crime if you use wiretap stuff for that. Instead, they made wiretapping illegal because they're like it could be used for extortion. Well, what about if a reporter's trying to show something or break something? Like so there's two sides to it. It is a felony in Massachusetts. I would never do it. I'm not someone that ever would, even beyond the fact that it's illegal. I think there's some ethical reason not to do it to people, especially in the world we're in right now. But in certain situations, if I had friggin', you know, I'm not gonna say, but like what if I had Brian Higgins on the phone? I'd want that recorded, whether he knew about it or not. But I wouldn't do that. Like I just ethically, I wouldn't do that. Like I just unless it was Brian Higgins, but I wouldn't break the law. I just wouldn't because it's a felony, and I don't need any more lawyer fees. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't really like the law. And in most states, it's not even a fucking crime. But for me, all this shit is about like what was the intent and why and who and what's the background? Why was So there's a lot more to it than we're probably ever gonna know. I think I'm pretty much done. I think I talked enough. I don't see anyone asking me any hard questions or who's mad at me or anything, right? There you go, too. This is a good comment. Ellen Victoria Olson knows said neither Aiden or Karen should be forced to speak out about anything at all. That's true in a way, too, especially at this situation. I mean, I was just saying that Karen should have not used mouthpieces. And that's saying if she's leading it, if she's the one that was directing the leaking of the voicemails. That's what I was saying. But otherwise, you're right. Yeah, otherwise, I agree. It's the same with these other like it bothered me that they were doing it to the YouTubers even more. But you're right about Aiden, and they shouldn't have to. Nobody should have to do anything they don't want to. I think we can all agree on that, Ellen. Yeah, we all have a right to remain silent too, constitutionally, I believe. Isn't Aiden filming a documentary? Wouldn't they always be taping, filming? Probably. That's a good point. But still, if you're doing something like that for commercial purposes, especially uh, a documentary company, they're going to want you to say at the beginning of the call, this call is being recorded for a documentary, probably. You know what I mean? They have legal advisors, so it's just got to be disclosed. Uh, hey, Nikki says, who the hell is that koala dude? He came out of nowhere and is making demands. Who is he? And why is anyone giving him attention and doing what he demands? I know. That's what I'm saying too. Like who the like that's the thing. That's what was driving me nuts. Of like if Karen's actually behind this and she's working with Sean McDonough, she's working with Joe. They both have baggage, and then this weird koala guy that no one knows, like koala mother effer, that nobody knows anything about. It's weird. The whole thing was weird. But now it makes more sense to me. Now I'm getting it. I actually do now believe that's the whole thing. I couldn't make sense of it. That was the whole thing I was holding back on. It's because I couldn't believe that Karen would actually be behind this, even though sources are directly telling me yes. Now, with Nick Rocco saying that, I'm seeing how this could have happened, knowing everything I know, without Karen actually being behind it, which is that is an operation. This is an operation. Divide and conquer people, turn people against Aidan. That's what it's about. I'm being more convinced of it as the live goes on. That's wild. I want to find Nick Rocco's comments now. I'm gonna find Nick Rocco on Twitter. Let's actually read what he said because this does I think change things a bit when we look at Nick Rocco. I just read a private message from Joe Flipperhead, and again, to Joe Flipperhead, I said some shit that I probably shouldn't have said. Sometimes I feel like he comes on a little too strong. Let's just put it that way. And I didn't like the implications of the Olivia stuff. I still don't love it what I was hearing on the audio, but I kind of get it now a little bit. I don't know about the phone calls. People are making other allegations. I haven't seen receipts, so I don't. I wish we didn't have to even mention his name or bring any of this shit up. That's all I'm saying about him. Really, I feel bad in a way. Again, all right. Let's Who am I looking for? Nick Rocco. Rocco, where are you on Twitter? There he is. Let's see Nicky haircuts. Yeah, Rocco has been posted about how Karen's suing all of these people. Um, I'm not seeing anything on Twitter about it. Maybe he posted on Facebook. Let me check the replies too, because I only read the post. Um, Okay. Nick Rocco says, I just think people jump the gun instead of waiting for the whole story. I mean, that is exactly, dude, basically Karen's biggest advocate, public facing advocate, Nick Rocco, says, I just think people jump the gun instead of waiting for the whole story. So I got to say, F all you people who said I was being disloyal to Karen Reed, because he's telling us not to jump the gun. He is friggin' telling us. I love that. Thank you, Sarah Shock and Horror, for making us aware of that during the stream, because that happened today, just while I was going live, basically. So do you see why it's good to wait, people? All right, I guess I'm done. I guess that settles it. I don't need to say shit more about this today. Hopefully not again. Nina says wouldn't have any side denied it already. If it's fake, AJ and or Turtle Boy would go crazy. Well, Nina, that kind of just happened. Nina, it just kind of happened. Nick Rocco. I mean, that is as big of a spokesperson for Karen as anybody. He's not saying that if Karen's not approving of it. Right, Nina? So Karen just basically said that. And you're one of the people, Nina, that I did this for today because you were demanding I pick a side, right? You were demanding for Karen. You spoke for Karen today, Nina. You spoke for Karen today. And Nick Rocco just said, what did Nick Rocco, Karen's spokesperson, just say, Nina? Let me read that to you. I'm not being mean to you. I'm not trying to pick on you. I'm just saying maybe you should just kind of reel it in a little bit and stop going after people like the Glare, Nurse Kim, myself, and everybody else, Auntie Deb, when you don't really know what the fuck's going on. You don't know. You haven't talked to Karen. You haven't talked to Aidan, right? Nick Rocco just said it. Don't jump to conclusions. There you go. So it happened. Oh, Nick's made comments in the stream too? All right. See, I've been going on and on and on. I haven't even looked. Thank you, Nick, for posting in the stream. I'm looking up. Oh, here's one. Yeah, this isn't from Nick, but this is somebody, kind of making the same sentiment. Okay, yeah, yeah, and this is what I was saying the other thing. The trolls, they finally got something to win. Like they're finally excited about something. The crusty panties, like she's got LG burning her down right now. LG is just wreaking havoc on the lady with no hubcaps. Aiden has no. They have to find a new prosecutor against him. Like Aiden's case is up in flames. It may everything might get dismissed. Like if you listen to the words of Bettero recently on our show, that's what I got out of it. That there's a good chance that everything might get dismissed because even Michael Morrissey's conflicted. How's Michael Morrissey gonna appoint someone when he's conflicted? So all the shit's going south for them, and this is what they have. And I think that they are behind this now. The more and more I'm looking at it. No, I'm not saying it's. I'm not saying the audio is fake. I'm not saying that at all. I don't think the audio is fake actually, but Kara's not behind it. Think about that. Shit has a way of traveling around this community. Let's put it that way. Like I said, everyone's recording each other. I'm not, but I guarantee you, people share my screenshots all the time. Looking for Nick Rocco's comments. Where the hell is Nick? So tonight I'm gonna try to have Oblivia Benson on, and then I'm gonna have John Como on tonight. After the Canton Select Board public comment. Yes, I am gonna be covering that tonight. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna be covering it summer. I'm getting back to regular scheduled programming. No drama tonight. Except for maybe John Como taking off his shirt. I believe it's Benson talking too much shit about me, maybe. Who knows? I'm going to have a comedian on. She's a bomb thrower. Who knows what might happen on here? She's probably going to get me to take off my shirt or some shit, or I don't know. She'll talk me into something crazy. I'm looking for there's been a lot of comments here. I'm looking for the Nick Rocco comments. Has Nick Rocco done new ones? Because now I'm not going to see the new ones because I'm scrolling up. Scrolling up, scrolling up, scrolling up. Come on, Nikki. Come on, Nikki. Where's Nikki? How did I miss him? I keep seeing JFK comments, but not the Nikki Rocco ones. I'm still scrolling. How come I don't see them? I'm gonna go. Wow, there's a lot of comments here. You guys have been going nuts. I haven't been reading any of them. Holy shit! I can't even get up. There's so many. I'm gonna go to the new comments. Maybe he comes in again. I haven't seen Nick comment in a while. I know, right? I mean, I couldn't even scroll up anymore. There were so many comments here today. Looks like compared to the amount of listeners, it seems like there's more comments than what. So tell me, what did Nick Rocco say in the chat? People, did anyone? Some people saw Nick's comments. What were they? And I'll keep looking for them. I'm still looking. I'm still looking for them. This is the day I should have sent Nick Rocco a link. I didn't even think that he'd be talking on this. I thought maybe he was not going to say shit. I'm still scrolling. I see a Tom CPU. So funny. I didn't see him either. I didn't see any of these comments. Did I see Dixie was in the chat today? Dixie? Dixie's coming up on the show tonight. John Como. Yeah, I still don't. All right. Yeah, I don't think it was disrespectful too. I think people need to ease up on JFK too. Mhm. Nick Rocco left after two early comments. Probably he's probably got business to do. He's probably cutting hair or managing a payroll, writing somebody a check. Some of us actually do work and run businesses. I'm glad he was here, even making any comments. Okay. So Nick said it here as well that Karen didn't want them linked. That is hearsay, by the way. But I guess the comments were so early, it's hard to find them in the chat. StreamYard has a problem when there's so many comments. It's hard to go back and scroll. You know how that works when you. So I think we missed them, unfortunately. But he did comment, and he basically made a similar comment online. So on his Twitter, and it makes sense now. That actually makes more sense to me. And I get how shit could have still come out without Karen. Funny. All right, I'm gonna head out, people. If you have any more questions before I leave, actually, I do want to make sure I get everyone up on the super chat. Um, I think I've been through a YouTube. Yeah, maybe a little therapy. We all needed it, right? Pro gamer. I hope you feel better. And I appreciate your paying for the internet therapy session today, the YouTube therapy session, but it is free. Like it was a free therapy session for us today, programmer. But I'm glad that you've been a member for 15 months. That's amazing. You've been here for 15 months. You deserve the free therapy session today. Thank you. Thank you, KLM, for letting me know Nick Rocco made some comments today, too. And thank you, JFK said you can now become a member on his channel as well with EBT. EBT, you think EBT got to see last night live? No way. See, he's bullshitting us. He's saying he takes EBT. How do you take EBT on your channel? I want to hook me up with the EBT. I want to get some free food. No, I can't do that. I just love food. Like, that's the thing. That's the key to my heart. You want to win me over? You want to influence me? Food. Hungry Donuts now open. Oh, JFK. I will be at your event. I'm just calling my event too. October 24th, Friday night. Get tickets. We got a flyer on our Facebook page. We'll be promoting that a lot more upcoming. I'm looking forward to that. Same night as the Turtle Boys Halloween. You can go to both of them. KLM at 4:20 p.m. I love that. Gave $5 and said he said 10,000% that none of this came from Karen or her team. It was early in the stream. Thank you so much, KLM. I appreciate you making note of that and making sure we got the facts out as it was happening live on the show. And it just adds to what I was saying. Like it's just so poetic that it came out while I was saying we shouldn't jump to conclusions, people. We should wait, right? And people wanted me to jump to conclusions. They wanted it. You gotta pick a side. You gotta say something. You gotta defend Karen. You gotta defend Aidan. Hubert says, "Hi, Mike. Check your messages. I'll try." And that's the thing. It is about dividing and conquering. And I think the you can see these ops that could the Koala Chris. He hates Turtle Boy. Sean McDonough doesn't like Turtle Boy. Joe Flipperhead seemed like he may have had an issue with Turtle Boy, but I think he's more even on it. And I think honestly, I think he's probably not thrilled with what Turtle Boy said about him, but I don't think he hates Turtle Boy. I don't. Like I think that he actually has shown today that he's more about Karen than hating Turtle Boy. I think those other two guys are more about hating Aiden than they are about supporting Karen. Out of the three of them, out of all of them, I would say Joe Flipperhead is probably the most loyal to Karen. You know what I mean? Like actually, because you look at it, I don't think he does hate Turtle Boy. Yes, he does hate Turtle Boy over Olivia. Maybe. I mean, that's possible now. And but maybe through this whole thing, he seems like because some of the stuff he was saying, even after on that live space, you could see it was still affecting him. I don't think Flipperhead's a villain though. I think he's just a little. I think he's just a little out there. People just get a little caught up. I think he just needs a good friend to tell him to take a step back. But yeah, sure. This does. That's why I called it an op. Is this an op? Because he fucking called it an op. He said it was an op. He said it was a sophisticated op. Sean would say that shit about his own op, right? Who recorded it? Why? Do you want to snitch on them? Like that's the point of this now. Now that we know it didn't come from Karen, why do you want to know who recorded it? Do you want to snitch on them? Do you want to get them in trouble? Do you want to throw them in jail? Do you want to see them prosecuted? I don't. I don't. And I'm going to say I don't. I'll say this too. Think about this. I don't think it was Karen or Aidan. Think about that. That's my lead. So knowing it wasn't Karen or Aidan, do you want them to be prosecuted? A third party? I think we all need to let this go. I think it's over already. I'm gonna check my messages. I'm also gonna check my Venmo. I had some Venmo money come in the other day. I'm also gonna check my Give Send Go. If you want to support my free speech, it's costing me a lot of money. I'm putting down a lot of money to defend my free speech every month. There's a new bill from my lawyer to defend my free speech. I'm being sued for defamation. I know. I believe I'm gonna win this case, but it's costing me money. If you want to support me in that, I really do appreciate. All right, I want to thank Raylene H for giving sending over $10 the other night on our Venmo, and Judith H for sending $20 on Venmo recently as well. I didn't get to thank them, so thank you so much. I think I thanked Barbara M. She was also another recent Venmo. I think I did thank her. I want to thank them both for the Venmo contributions. You could tell I wasn't ready for a show or preparing or expecting to do a show when I got the hat on. I got the I don't give an F hat on today. Looks like I'm no, that was from a customer. Okay. Cool. So I'm all done on that. And let me just do one other thing. Trying to think if there's anything else I missed today or anything else you guys want to know. You have questions? Because I don't want to keep talking about this. I want to thank Sonia for sending $10 on my Give Send Go, and anonymous giver for giving 25, and Dalen S. Smith for giving $10. Those are the most recent Give Send Go donations for our defense fund. Who is Rocco? It's Nick Rocco. He's one of the closest confidants of Karen Reed. He was, worked on her Facebook group, did a lot of the fundraising, was responsible for a lot of the fundraising. A lot of us YouTubers and content creators would even do special fundraisers with him and work with him, and he's he's very close to Karen. So when he says something, and he's also very close to Alan Jackson and the defense team. So when he says something, it's usually coming with Karen's blessing from Karen directly. And he is not like the biggest turtle rider. Let's put it that way. He used to be. And then they got in a beef and then they kind of made up. But, he's more loyal to Karen than he is to Turtle Boy. Believe me on that. Everybody knows it too. Vicky, you can have an opinion, but it's what is it worth? That's the thing. I could give my opinion, but if I'm wrong and don't know what I'm talking about, what is it worth to anybody? I try to only bring stuff that has a value. And I think a lot of you aren't bringing the value. You're just bringing speculation. That's the problem. And the reason why Turtle Boy can attack a lot of people, honestly, is because he brings the receipts that turn people against them. Like I don't think there were enough receipts here, and it's proven now there weren't. This didn't come from Karen, is what we're seeing. So, do you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta wait. You gotta make sure you know what you're talking about. I think people are so amped up right now. Someone says the best thing you've said. I'm sure someone could clip that, right? My opinion is worth 2 cents. I pretty much just said that, right? Oh man, some of the trolls are loving that comment. Yeah, here it is. Oh no, that's not the comments I'm laughing about. Where is it? Oh god, I'm trying to find it. There's too many comments in here. Best thing you said. See, that could be a troll. Trolls, I just gave you a clippable of me. You can clip it. My opinion means nothing. That's true. I mean, I, and like I said, this may have been too much, honestly. I think it was probably too much myself, but I don't know all the details. And if he did like all the crazy shit that they said, and I don't know, like if he's calling her parents' house at 3, 4 in the morning, you got to admit that's pretty crazy. But I don't know if he did that, but it is what it is. And if he didn't do that shit, I feel like they probably should like apologize to him. But again, I'm not gonna tell grown men what to do. And I felt like they felt like what he was doing was malicious. And I'm seeing some of it now. Like I could see how Flipper. I don't know. I have some sympathy for him. I don't know, and it could be misplaced. I really don't know. But I think again, this isn't for us to really get into and decide unless we talk to every party and investigate it ourselves, right? Like I don't know what the Galera knows or what Turtle Boy knows, if they have some hidden receipts on it. I don't think they really give a shit. I don't think that it's really important to share. And I think both of them actually don't want to bash the shit out of Flipper. Like I don't think that that's their goal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think he just went public cuz Flipper did. You know? I think it sucks for everybody. Yeah. Oh, man. This is what I don't like. Prison Mike, I've never been to prison. Prison Mike. Why am I going to prison? Yeah, I think she probably did have some boundaries. But he also had some questions too, which I could see in a way, even though it sounds crazy, but when you're falling for somebody and then you think you're getting spooked and like I gotta say, a lot of us have gotten that way and paranoid. And like Aiden was saying the other night, I always assume all my phones and shit are being heard. Remember Sean give me McDonough? Like I don't blame Sean for that either. Like even though people think it's funny and hilarious, because I think we've all been there. We've all gotten like out because this shit is wild. The shit that's been going on. It's like just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get you, right? It's hard to know sometimes. So I don't know. I just give everyone a pass a lot of times. I do. You know what? Beyond giving people a pass, I try to give people an opportunity to be better. Right? That's what I really want to see. I want to people see people do better if they make a mistake and recognize it and move on. Because a lot of times it's not the end of the world. A lot of times this is just shit that no one's going to care about in 6 months. It's going to just be something that's an asshole will use against you if they get mad at you on Twitter. That's all it is. Nobody gives a shit. It's not helping anyone. Exactly. None of this is. I think he thought he was helping Karen. That's what I'm going to say. That's what I think. And I think also a lot of times people get it caught in their head that I'm going to be the hero. I'm going to be the big man. I'm going to be the center of attention. And that's the other thing I think people need to start getting themselves in check a little bit. It's easy to go there. I know because I could be like that, right? I'm sure you guys probably point some times like, well, Mike made it about himself. We all kind of do that. Sometimes we just gotta kind of check ourselves and say, hey, let's touch some grass and just fucking relax a little bit. Find that person. That's too. You, a lot of us need somebody who is outside of this. You know, that I'm so blessed to have that. I have my woman who says, honey, why are you getting all worked up about this shit? Who gives a shit? This ain't gonna affect you. Touch some grass. You know, we need that. I think and you know what? People want to call Sean two faced and all that. I don't hate Sean. Sean just hates Turtle Boy. And it's like, dude, get over it. That's all I would say to Sean. Get over fucking your dislike to Turtle Boy. Fucking your dislike of him is like, really? You want this is what you is he the Medellin cartel, Sean? Like really? Like come on. He does some shit that pisses you off. Like that's what I don't get. I don't get why he blew his shit up. He was doing pretty good. Some of his shit got a little crazy too. Like I just wish he would have been like I don't know. He's even come back and done some shows that seem more serious. Like that's what I want to hear. I want to hear the serious shit from Sean about his real stories of like the drug captures and what he learned and tell real stories. Like I don't get why he needed to go crazy, Sean. I don't. Still don't get that. Why he comes after me too? Like he's come after me with minor bullshit. It's nothing. But it just it's like I don't care publicly that he does that shit because it's like it's crazy, Sean. It's like more promotion for me. But it's like personal to me that he does that because I fucking actually do like Sean. I know Turtle Boy says he's a fucking liar. I think Sean gets caught up. I think loyalty means a lot to Sean, and I feel like at times he thinks people aren't loyal to this or that code, and people are different now. They don't, it's not like the Sean McDonough loyalty test. You know what I mean? Like Ellen says, let's not forget Jay from Canton. No one needs new people to hate in this world. We already know some real, actual nefarious people in Norfolk. And that's what I'm doing tonight. We're going to be focusing on the Canton Select Board tonight. I guess I've heard the police chief might. John Como gave me some info that the police chief may be at the Canton Select Board tonight. So we're going to be watching that tonight. We're going right back to Norfolk County tonight, 7 p.m. Be here. I haven't posted it up on YouTube, but I will as soon as this show's over. Actually, I may do it before the show and redirect you there. Oh, thank you, Oblivious Benson. I have my defense fund pinned to the chat. Super chats also help. Very much appreciate your super chat to me today, Oblivious. She says, uh, I think you have a defense fund to raise money for, right? I think we should all focus on helping you since you spent so much time helping others. And if you go to jail or you're going to end up in a gang, I'm not going to jail. I'm not going to end up in a gang. It's actually a civil suit, it's a defamation suit, but it's just costing me a lot to defend. And they're suing me for a lot of money. And I feel like it's bullshit. So if you could help my defense, help me defend free speech, I would very much appreciate it. Thank you so much, Oblivious Benson. Hope you're going to jump on the show tonight at 7 after the Canton Select Board. Public comment. We're going to, it's pinned in the chat right now if anyone wants to kick into my defense fund. Yeah, I can't wait for Brenda tonight. John Como, I think he said it's going to be a good select board. He's happy. He was going to, I love John. He was going to air it tonight. He's like, if you're going to air it, I'll take on mine. I want to go. I want to have enough time. It'll make my life easier. So he took his down. I'm gonna be airing it. I told him you can air it at the same time, but he just wants to use mine later. So I'm looking. He say he's expecting a good turn, a good some good content tonight out of the Canton Select Board. So I'm looking forward to tonight. Can't select board. 7 p.m. Be here. And it's going to be about Jay from Canton. What Jay said. Kelsey's appeal is incoming. I'm going to go check my messages. We'll have that to talk about soon, too. SJC appeal. I know they were working on it this weekend. And I guess it's been filed. I guess it's been filed. We'll see. Well, I guess we're going to get the Kelsey Fitzsimmons SJC appeal is incoming. I've been expecting it today or tomorrow. So we'll be looking for that too if it's not already out. Thank you, Clerks of Parent Pain. And again, Friday, I'm going to be on the Grace Curley Show. JFK is going to be joining me and some other guests as well. And we're not going to be talking about the Turtle Boy, any of that drama. We're going to be talking about real shit going on. I'm all caught up. I am all. I didn't miss anyone in the super chats, right? I am a good doobie. Oh, I try. I haven't always been. I mean, that's the thing. You kind of have to. I think with experience, you try to, you should try to see the forest for the trees a little more. And not that I don't make mistakes still. I know too, right? This is a good point. Welch's emotional support laptop. This comment wins today. I will worry about Turtle Boy wiretapping only after Chris Albert and LG are facing their own wiretapping charges. Until then, I don't give a fuck. Especially Chris. I don't think LG. I don't know. I kind of buy it. I I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just trying to be nice to LG because she's been a little nicer to me. And more importantly about LG, honestly, I like that she's going after KP and exposing the goods. I know a lot of people won't forgive her for what she did to Turtle Boy, and I get that. But on the wiretapping stuff, I think Chris Albert, he knowingly, there's not even a question. Like LG, she could say, I didn't know. I didn't mean to do that. Chris Albert, that was his intent. He's sitting there recording audio over and over and over again. Like he's the one. And especially as a select board member. That's the real scandal. So if we're crying about Turtle Boy wiretapping, like what about Chris Albert wiretapping? I'm just reading some more comments. No, she's Courtney is still working for Tim Bradle. She's working the Kelsey Fitzsimmons case. She got removed from Aiden's case for the conflicts. Um, she didn't get fired from Tim Bradle. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I like Mike. Thank you. Thank you, Barb. Thank you. I'm tired of the drama today. I was tired of like ignoring it when people just demanding that I say something on it. It's like, do you really want me to get up here and kind of bash on Sean? Is that really what you wanted to say? What everyone else thinks? And most of us like Sean. Like that's the fact. We like him, but he gets a little too nutty about Turtle Boy. It's like, you ever have two friends that you like and they don't like each other? What do? You just don't talk about that shit, right? Like, but this is different because it's such high stakes. You can't really be friends, like it's because one of your friends is facing charges. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I'll see everyone at 7 p.m. Oh, thank you. This is Lady Zelda Kelly. If you haven't followed her, please follow her. I love Zelda. She is so nice, so sweet, and I love her the palm reading thing, not the palm, the card reading, tarot reading. I'm not big into that stuff, like generally, but I like the way she did it, and the one she did on me, I really liked it. It gave me a I don't know. I really enjoyed it because it gave me kind of I think she was on the spot on about like how this is going to turn out. That it's not going to end quickly for me, but in the end, I will win on the defense of the defamation suit. And what I really appreciate her for as well is raising the money for me. Thank you so much, Lady Zelda Kelly. Thank you. No, I don't say LG is good. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'm going easy on her a little bit, and especially about that wiretapping thing. Like I don't know. You could see who would you rather if let's just put it this way. Who would you rather defend? Would you rather defend Chris Albert on wiretapping or LG on wiretapping? If I was a lawyer and wanted to win the case, I would choose LG in that case because she has much more of a defense in her house than Chris Albert, who's recording on the freaking sidewalk. He's recording people walking by. That's all I'm saying. And I do want to encourage LG. I love when she posts all the dirt about KP, and I thought that was hilarious. I did. I was offering her to come on my show. First, I said no without a lawyer, without Attorney Bettero. But then I saw more of it, and I was like, we'll see. A lot of people don't want it. It'd be funny. It would be funny. I mean, you guys remember she accused me of illegally. What did she say? I disseminated wiretap. I didn't even do it. I didn't do anything. But she knows I didn't. Yeah, I didn't say. Yeah, you guys do what you want on LG. I'm not. You guys got to remember too. Sometimes for some of us YouTubers, if we're nice to people, it's sometimes we're getting information from them too, like sources, and you don't want to burn your sources. Like there's a game that's played here. You have to recognize the game. That's the only game I play is with sources to get you information you need. John's calling me out on Twitter. Is he calling me out again? Let me. You getting all mad at me? Is he all mad? He's gonna call me a coward, and he's gonna say I used. Remember, he said I used him. What is it, Sean McDonough? Oh, let's see what Sean O has to say before I go. I want to get off, but Sean won't let me go. Sean's got a grip on me. Oh wait. All right. Congratulations to Mike Crawford, the Young Jerks, the first of the Entertainment crew to break the signs. Now Michael. See, he's calling me Michael again. Does he like me? The ops guy, whoever they are, have never mentioned you. I have no idea why Dag singled you out. Of course you're safe. Even I know that. I do know that. He says, I still like you, Michael, even though you obeyed. You see, it's right. He likes me, but it's about Turtle. He says, you definitely showed that jelly vibe. Are you jealous of me right now, Sean, that I have 60,000 subs and you don't? I think maybe. But I'll give you credit where credit is due. Kudos for your lukewarm stream. I don't know why I was selected for this. I've been hibernating for over a month. I've had zero contact with Karen, yet I know you don't know why, like KP and them selected you or whoever it was. I have had zero contact with Karen, yet I know she has confirmed everything that has been posted with people I deem very credible. Recording anyone without their permission is a crime. Michael, you know that. Don't be afraid to admit it. You have my number. Call me. Oh, it's funny. You could call me too, Sean. I see. This is funny. Recording anyone without their permission is a crime. Michael, you know that. Yeah, I do know that. In Massachusetts, it is. If you go to another state, it's actually not a crime. I don't think it should be a crime, but it is a crime. I'll admit that. But I don't know what that means. Is anyone going to be charged with the crime? Chris Albert did that crime. They didn't charge him. Seems a very subjective crime to me, right? Police choose and who did the crime actually? Who actually recorded it, Sean? Because I'm hearing different stories. And I think I actually might have a better source than you on this, Sean. And it's funny that you talk about the Karen stuff. Nick Rocco's saying different. And again, this is the issue, right? But I'm glad we're good again, Sean. I'm glad you're calling me Michael again. That wasn't bad. See, that's fine. Except he called me Jelly. He's giving me the jelly vibe. Sean, I'm wondering, are you jelly right now? Like, are you? Oh well, I'm gonna go. This is too funny. I know. The thing is, I would have Sean on. I was thinking about that today when Sean posted that. I was like, Sean, come on my show and we'll fucking talk about it. But then he'll accuse me of using him for clicks. Like, you know what I mean? It's like I'm not gonna have fucking 3,000 people watching me or whatever. Like, do you know what I mean? It's funny too, because like when Sean was going through his shit and everyone was piling on him, and everyone else was doing shows, they were getting mad, mad numbers. I think I did one show or maybe two shows about like Sean. I think at one point I was kind of supporting him. And then at one point I was like, I don't like what he did to Karen. And every time I did one of those shows, it'd be like 50,000 views. Like just me, just unannounced, going up live, doing an hour show and getting the clicks. And I could have done that every fucking night, like other people were doing. And I didn't. I didn't do it because that's not what I'm about. And so it's funny when he says I used them for clicks. It's like I liked your content. I liked that you were a DA guy, that DEA guy that would have some credibility on this shit and knows investigations. But I think you had get over your skis a little bit with Aidan, with the dick measuring and how he doesn't measure up and all this shit that really didn't help anybody. And I get it too, because I don't, you're a DEA agent. It's a different thing than being a YouTuber. It is. It's totally different. You could do things as a DEA agent that you couldn't do in this space. And it's just different. And I don't think you were prepared for it too. So like, I give you a pass on a lot of shit too related to this. All right. What else am I going to do? Do I get I thank you so much, Cynthia. Thank you. Okay, lady says, isn't it possible the woman from his legal team that were attacking him and his girlfriend also recording him? That makes the most sense to me. I mean, those have both occurred to me, and I've both I have kind of vetted those out and followed up. That's not the case. They're not involved. Neither one of them. It's not the girlfriend. It's not Courtney. This is this is not what anybody thinks. And this is the thing. When you find out the truth of what actually is going on here, you're gonna say, "Oh, no wonder why no one really understood." Because you can't write this shit up. Like it just. So no, no. I thought about it. Okay, lady. I've looked into it. None of those women. And this is the problem with this. This is why I don't like this. Is everyone's pointing fingers at people who didn't do it, who aren't involved. So no, none of those people are involved. Okay. Let's stop pointing fingers at people. Not helpful. 99% of the time, you're wrong about who you're pointing the finger at. Think about that. I like what Nick Sarro said. It's not a court of law. So unless you have receipts that would stand up in a court of law or that type of scrutiny, like I'm going to go. I think I answered enough tonight. I think I did enough. I even got a response from Sean live on my show. Here we are now. Entertain us. Were you entertained today? Did you feel like I brought the right amount of entertainment as a true entertainer? Do I need to learn some more juggling skills? Do I need to maybe shoot some fire or some shit? Like, is this entertainment to you, or is this like reality? Who do I think did it? I'm not gonna say. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at this point. None of it matters. All that matters is an op to take down Aidan. That's all you need to know. Yeah, Aidan is a bit of an entertainer, even though he's reality. He is a little entertaining. And it's funny when Sean wants to bash on the entertainers. I called us entertain. I was the one who said, "Yeah, we're like the talent." We're at that party because everyone was bitching about the YouTubers getting in. We were the draw, and it was true. Like it was really Karen's family that were there and her friends, and they all wanted to see the YouTubers they were watching. So we were kind of like the entertainment. I said, even though I don't consider myself an entertainer. But it's funny because Aidan is a little entertaining. You know who else was entertaining? You know who's a wicked entertainer? Sean McDonough. Crazy Sean. I mean, he's so entertaining. Olivia Benson and Auntie Deb. They play his shit because it's entertaining. It is, and that's what Sean should be a stand-up comedy. He should be in Hollywood. He's really good at that shit. It's funny that he calls us the entertainer. He's entertaining. I wish I was as entertaining as Sean McDonough. I wish I could do it. I keep saying I'm gonna go. You guys get me going. What? Yeah, someone says, "Why are you doing this now?" Because I couldn't not talk about it. Because people are freaking harassing me, and they're pointing fingers at other people. And I know that I didn't have anything involved in this. I'm not scared to talk about it. And it's just like, and the reality is, people are speculating, and I want to point that out. And they're wrong on a lot. And I'm glad I did this actually, because in the end, we got Nick Rocco saying it didn't come from Karen. And again, I haven't really changed. I really haven't changed over the days. I really haven't. Nothing's really changed. I've said again, people need to just chill out and relax and wait and see what happens and get the info. Like that most people don't know all the sides. Yeah, I do. And that's the other thing, Courtney. Yeah. This is exactly what I do here. This is one of the reasons I can agree with Turtle Boy a lot of times and other people like Nurse Kim and YouTubers. So many times the audience tries to tell us what to do or other people involved in the community. And it's like we're doing what we want. Like I put my money on the line for my free speech. So I could have settled this lawsuit, this defamation suit against me easily. I'm not settling. Like this is my show, this is my speech. No one's shutting me down. And that's the thing when people say, "Oh, if you don't go along with Turtle, he's gonna shut you down. He's gonna ruin your show, your money trade." Nothing is shutting me down. Nothing, because I'm always gonna deliver content people want to watch. There's always gonna be great guests to come on. There's nothing that is gonna shut me down ever on this. So you can tell me what to do, but I'm gonna do what I want, and I'm gonna stick to my ethics. That's the same thing with Sean. Sean could tell me what to do, but I'm going to do what I want to do. Someone says, ask Nan if she trusts Nick. See, that's what I'm not getting into. I'm not getting into these fights between people, between Nick and Nan and Melanie, or who's the other one? Nan and I don't even know. Oh, Auntie Dab. I just come on, come on. I like Nan, I do, but I'm not getting involved in that shit. If they want a mediator, I'll be a mediator. If they want to meet, I'll do it because I like all those people. If any of them, if both sides want to have a mediator and they trust me, I would do it for them. And I also don't trust people anyways. Like I'm like the Tupac thing. Like I trust nobody really anymore. Then you don't get disappointed. And then when the person does something great, you're like, oh, I'm pleasantly surprised. Like lower your expectations a little bit on people. Assume that they will do what's best for them. That's usually how the world works, right? Most people will just do what's best for them. That's the standard. If you find someone that doesn't, you can kind of wow, my expectations have risen on somebody. But don't be surprised if on something else they do what you don't expect, which is what's best for them. Like people aren't always the same either on every single. Do you know what I'm saying? People do make exceptions. People do make depending on what's going on, what the details are. So, and I'm not here to judge people. Let's not, I'm here to expose corruption. This is a good. I love this one. Love this quote, Kiki. Just because people are fueled by drama doesn't mean we have to attend every performance, or we don't have to give every performance. I don't have to perform the drama you're looking for. I don't have to give it to you. That's the other thing too. Like someone said, put yourself in their shoes. I would put your. That's what I always think about. How are they feeling? Like I even said some shit about Karen a few weeks back. People got really mad at me. I thought it was minor. It was more supporting Turtle Boy. But then I thought about it too, and I was like, yeah, like it wasn't like I don't want to shit on either one of them ever. Really, honestly, that's just in my heart because of how much they put up with, and how much they stood up. I don't want to see them separate. I hope that maybe this will bring them together again. I gotta go. 7 p.m. I'll see you all tonight. Thank you so much to my mods. Thank you to all the super chats. Thank you to all my people. Thank you, jerks. Thank you for sticking with me, defending me, trusting me, and keeping me honest too. If you know. All right, I'll see you later. Later tonight, 7 p.m.